Unit 4, Day 1 notes, the first topic will be 0 and negative exponents. So for 0, we'll look here, 0 as an exponent. For every non-zero number, a to the 0 is 1. So anything to the 0 power is 1. So if we look at these two examples here, 4 to the 0, negative 3 to the 0, these are both the answer of 1. Then for the second part, for the negative exponent rule, for every non-zero number a and the integer n, a to the negative n equals 1 over a to the n. So what this means is that we really cannot have negative exponents. So what we do is we put this over 1, and we actually flip this fraction. And when doing that, it makes the exponent that's negative become positive. Now, in the directions it says to simplify each form, so this is simplified. Okay, if I wanted to evaluate, if it said to evaluate, then I would go ahead and figure this out to be 1 over 81. So know that this is simplify. And if you see it like this, it means to evaluate. All right, in the letter D, again, we're going to put this over 1, and we're going to flip it over. So then in example 2, we're just going to practice these two skills. We can see that one variable has a positive exponent of 3, but b has a negative exponent of 2. And so you only move negative exponents. Only move negative exponents. So we put the whole expression over 1. That a to the third is positive, so we're going to leave it in the numerator. And then b to the negative 2 we bring down. And then the 1, I mean, it's really just invisible. It's right here. Okay, we just don't ever write that unless we have to. So again, put this over 1. We see that the y stays because it's a positive exponent, but the x is going to move down. And we just keep doing that. So again, here we've got over 1. And both of these have negative exponents, so they both will go to the bottom. But you don't have a fraction unless there's something in the numerator and the denominator. So in this case, the 1 will go on the top, since there's nothing else up there. In the letter D, we have a 7. Now that 7 has a positive 1. The H has a 4, and the M has a negative 8. So the 7 and the H are both positive exponents, so they stay at the top, but that M will go to the bottom, or in the denominator. Letter E. Okay, so negative 4 has a positive 1 exponent, so it'll stay at the top. C has a negative, so we'll bring it to the bottom. D has a positive exponent, so we will leave it at the top as well. Okay, now if we're going from the denominator, we can go to the denominator, to the numerator. Sorry. So from the denominator, we can move to the numerator. So this a to the negative third can go up. And I only move it because it was the negative one. So if it's positive, it stays where it's at. If it is negative, it will move. All right. So for G, we see that y to the negative 9 is negative. So I will move that to the top, and the x to the 4 goes to the bottom. Now that 1, if you're wondering about the 1, it's right there. But again, we don't usually write it because it's just known that it's there if it's in front of a variable. All right, letter H. 6 has a 1, x to the third, so these will stay on the bottom of the fraction, and that y to the negative 5 will move. Again, if it moves, it becomes positive. And then in I, so we have negative 4 to the 1 power, that will stay. X to the negative 8 will move to the top, and y to the negative 2 will also move to the top, becoming both positives. All right, example 3. Use the exponent rules to simplify and then evaluate if possible. So there's that evaluate piece. So first of all, we're going to check out to see what do we need to move. Looks like we need to move our a. So we're going to have 2 to the 4th over a to the 5th. Now we have to figure out 2 to the 4th. And that would be 16 over a to the 5th. Then in part B, put this over 1, move our h down, and 3 to the 3rd is 27 over h to the 2nd power. In letter C, we're going to move the d down, so 5 squared c to the 4th, move the d down. I'm kind of running out of space, so squeeze this in here. This will become 25 c to the 4th over d to the 6th. And then lastly, we have 8 squared and y to the 3rd, both positive exponents, so they stay at the top. And then x to the 7th goes to the bottom. But 8 squared is really 8 times 8, which is 64 y cubed over x to the 7th.